Ford's 1.5-liter EcoBoost engine hides a documented cooling intrusion defect. Instead of a mandatory federal recall, Ford ran a ghost program with a silent expiration date, letting the clock run out on over 1 million owners. When the defect develops, coolant dumps into the combustion chamber. The engine quits at highway speed. No warning light, it just stops. This investigation follows the paper trail from Ford's own internal documents acknowledging the failure to the class action lawsuit alleging Ford engineers knew about the crack before a single 2017 Escape or Fusion hit the showroom. Stay until the end. The exact mechanism Ford used to quietly close out this defect is operating on other vehicles right now, and standard safety checks are completely blind to it. The 1.5-liter EcoBoost was Ford's answer to a decade of failures, built specifically for the Escape and Fusion. It replaced the 1.6-liter EcoBoost, an engine that earned multiple federal recalls for underhood fires. Ford called the 1.5-liter its clean-slate answer, the most refined compact engine the company had ever built. So, what was actually happening inside that block? Here's the fatal problem with aluminum engines under sustained turbo heat. They crack. The 1.5's cooling passage design allows coolant to breach the seal between the cooling jacket and the combustion chamber, right where heat from forced induction concentrates most. When the failure triggers, coolant moves the wrong direction. Green fluid pours into the cylinder. The 1.5 sealing design simply could not survive the heat cycle its own turbocharger produced. That was the design. That's exactly what went into over 1 million vehicles. Most owners find out when massive white smoke pours out the exhaust, or the engine completely stops. Mid-drive. No warning. Ford's own program documents, issued in December of 2019, describe the failure in writing: coolant intrusion, coolant loss, engine misfire, and damage requiring a full short block replacement. Ford called it their most refined compact engine. Ford's documents called it coolant intrusion requiring a short block. Whoever wrote the press release and whoever wrote the repair procedure were not describing the same engine. The defect was perfectly documented. Yet, for 3 full years after the first 2017 Escape hit a showroom, Ford sent 0 mandatory recall notifications. So, what exactly did Ford send instead? And why does the answer matter more than the defect itself? Ford documented the defect in writing. 2017 through 2019 Escapes and Fusions. 1.5-liter engine. Coolant entering the cylinder bores. A mandatory recall should have followed. So why didn't it? Ford documented the defect, but no mandatory recall was ever issued. Instead, Ford used a customer satisfaction program. The name sounds generous. It isn't. A customer satisfaction program is just a document sent to dealerships. It explains how to fix a problem, only if the car shows up in a service lane and the owner explicitly complains. There is no federal obligation to notify every owner, no requirement to repair every vehicle, no NHTSA enforcement. Ford can acknowledge a defect in writing, tell dealers how to fix it, and completely satisfy its legal obligation without a single owner knowing the document exists. That isn't a loophole. That is the system. Ford issued Technical Service Bulletin 19-2375. The repair procedure: short block and head gasket replacement for vehicles already experiencing coolant intrusion. Then Ford issued Customer Satisfaction Program 19B37 in December of 2019. A PCM reprogramming for vehicles that hadn't failed yet, designed to improve cooling and delay the defect. The first owner notification letter finally went out the week of January 13, 2020, 3 years after the 2017 Escape launched. Every owner who experienced coolant intrusion between 2017 launch and January 2020 received 0 notification until long after the damage was done. Ford did offer refunds for those out-of-pocket repairs. The deadline? November 30th, 2022. Every owner who missed that tiny window is still holding the bill. Look at Miller versus Ford Motor Company, Eastern District of California. Case number 220CV01796. The complaint alleges Ford knew about the coolant intrusion defect before the first 1.5-liter Escape or Fusion was ever sold. Attorneys allege Ford knew, said nothing, and shipped the defect anyway. Ford denied everything. Ford sent every authorized dealer a professional document explaining exactly how to repair the engine. The owners got a letter 3 years later. If the pre-production allegation in Miller v. Ford holds up, Customer Satisfaction Program 19B37 wasn't a good faith preventative fix. It was damage control for a defect Ford documented before the cars left the factory. Every owner who paid out of pocket before January 2020 was owed a refund with a hard expiration date. And the question that refund deadline raises is this: if most owners never got the repair under the program, who actually got fixed? And who was left driving the defect? Ford issued customer satisfaction programs covering the 1.5-liter defect. The repair was documented and available at every authorized dealership. But most affected vehicles were never repaired under those programs. How does a documented fix reach every dealer and still completely miss the cars it was written for? A customer satisfaction program repair requires several conditions to align perfectly. The vehicle has to be in the service lane. The service advisor has to connect the symptoms to the specific program. The repair must fall within the program's time and mileage limits, and the owner must be inside the expiration window. All of those simultaneously. Miss even one, and the owner pays. For the actual engine repair, Customer Satisfaction Program 21N12, Ford set coverage at 7 years or 84,000 miles. Any vehicle outside those limits had one last window. Both programs expired completely on November 30th, 2022. After that date, Ford's obligation ended. A short block replacement on the 1.5-liter runs anywhere from $3,500 to $8,000. The NHTSA Consumer Complaint Database holds hundreds of documented reports for the 2017 Escape and Fusion cooling system. The pattern is virtually identical. White smoke at startup, coolant dropping with no visible leak. First dealer visit, they missed it. Second or third visit, coolant confirmed inside the combustion chamber. The failure typically appears between 40,000 and 80,000 miles. Hundreds of those complaints were filed before the first owner letter went out in January of 2020. Anyone who ever heard, "We haven't seen that problem before" at a Ford dealer, they probably weren't lying. They just weren't looking. Ford set the clock ticking on November 30th, 2022. Anyway, the engine doesn't exactly know what day the program expired. That 40,000 to 80,000 mile failure window is precisely where a used 2017 or 2018 Escape or Fusion sits on a secondhand lot today. New buyer, clean Carfax, no recall flag, and a 1.5-liter EcoBoost under the hood. There is zero legal requirement for anyone to say a word about Customer Satisfaction Program 21N12, its 7-year coverage limit, or its November 2022 expiration. The original owner's problem just rolled off the lot with the car. What happens when a used car buyer tries to do their research? What do the 3 tools used car buyers trust most actually show on a 2017 Escape or Fusion? Carfax shows accidents and open recalls. A customer satisfaction program does not appear on Carfax. The NHTSA VIN lookup only shows mandatory recalls. Search a 2017 Escape VIN number today, and you'll see 0 open recalls. TSB 19-2375 is invisible. CSP 19B37 is invisible. CSP 21N12 is invisible. An independent pre-purchase inspection catches a failure in progress, but early-stage coolant intrusion doesn't always produce measurable symptoms. Compression and pressure tests might read totally normal. The failure is developing, but none of that shows on an inspection until it produces visible symptoms. That's exactly when the bill becomes unavoidable. 3 tools, 3 massive blind spots. The Escape moved more than 820,000 units across 2017, 2018, and 2019. The Fusion added hundreds of thousands more. Most of these vehicles are 7 to 9 years old. Most have changed hands at least once. By the time white smoke appears and coolant drops, the short block replacement starts at $4,000. Ford documented this defect, fought a massive class action over it, and offered a refund program with a hard expiration date. And somehow, they made it completely invisible to every single tool a used car buyer relies on. That isn't negligence, that is absolute precision. The gap between what Ford documented and what any used car buyer can actually find is the direct outcome of choosing a customer satisfaction program over a mandatory recall. That decision has a dollar value. The difference between fixing every vehicle under a recall and running a program with an expiration date, that massive number exists in a Ford spreadsheet. And what makes this infinitely worse is that Ford had already run this exact calculation before, on the very engine the 1.5-liter replaced. The 1.5-liter EcoBoost was engineered to replace the 1.6-liter EcoBoost. That's the exact engine family that received multiple mandatory federal recalls for an underhood fire risk. NHTSA Recall 13V-583 covered 2013 escapes and fusions. The defect? Cylinder head cracks, oil leaking onto hot components, and fire. Mandatory recall. Mandatory owner notification. Mandatory repair. NHTSA Recall 17V-209 extended that to 2014 Escape and 2013 to 2014 Fusion models. 2 federal recalls. Mandatory letters to every owner. No expiration date. Ford retired the 1.6-liter because fire generates the kind of federal attention that forces a mandatory recall. The 1.5-liter was supposed to be the clean-slate solution. It eliminated the fire risk. It just introduced a coolant intrusion risk instead. New failure mode, new documents, customer satisfaction programs with hard deadlines. But the exact same outcome for owners. Unexpected engine failure, a massive repair bill, and no mandatory recall that any consumer safety tool will ever surface. Ford fixed the problem that caught federal attention. They shipped the problem that was easier to contain quietly. Ford built the 1.5-liter EcoBoost with a documented coolant intrusion defect and sold it in the 2017 through 2019 Escape and Fusion. Ford's response: customer satisfaction programs with hard limits and an expiration date of November 30th, 2022. Placed the financial risk on every owner who fell outside those parameters, and every used car buyer who purchased the vehicle after the programs closed. Every second-hand buyer who has never heard of CPS 21N12 is now holding a short block replacement bill that can exceed $8,000 for a defect that a class action complaint alleges Ford engineers identified before the first car was ever sold. Ford ran the math, chose the customer satisfaction program, and set a hard expiration date on the fix. The owners who needed a mandatory recall got a deadline instead. The engine was never the time bomb. The paperwork was. The 1.6-liter EcoBoost this engine replaced didn't just strand drivers, it set cars on fire. That story is already up, right here.